Okay, hello everyone. My name is Malama Charlie and I'm a first year student at Ensam, Moulay Ismail University in Meknes, of course in Morocco. And I'm going to be the one to give the presentation or rather orientation on the school Ensam. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so the big question is, what is Ensam? So Ensam first of all stands for École Nationale Supérieure d'Art et Métier, which would mean, in English of course, it would mean Superior National School of Arts and Professions. So Ensam is entirely a school of engineering which trains students for 5 years, of which after one graduates with a diplôme d'ingénieur d'état, which would be a state engineer's degree in the Anglophone system. This is basically equivalent to a master's degree in the Anglophone system. So obviously the system that is used in Morocco is the French system, therefore classes are of course taught in French. Now coming back to those 5 years, so those 5 years are divided into two categories. The first being what we call cycle préparatoire or rather class préparatoire, of course which lasts for 2 years, and the second category being the cycle d'ingénieur, which lasts for 3 years. Now in the first and second year, or rather the class préparatoire, you'll be basically doing general engineering. Now what kind of general engineering? So of course we'll have the physics, you'll be doing mathematics, you'll be doing chemistry, IT. Of course the physics will be divided into 3 categories. You'll be dealing with stuff that has to do with electricity, you'll be dealing with thermodynamics, and of course mechanics of a particle or a solid in a particular space with reference to time. Then under the mathematics, the math is divided into 2 categories. We've got the analytical math and we've got the algebra. Then under chemistry, of course, you deal with 2 parts. The first being the organic chemistry. I'm sure you know that the part that has to deal with the carbon and so on and so forth, and the other part is the physical part of chemistry. Then coming to IT, here you will see you will actually start to learn how to program in a couple of languages. For example, you will learn to program in C++, in Python, etc. You also have to be dealing with automatic or rather automated systems. Then the 5th one, of course, is fabrication and knowledge of materials. Here you learn the kinds of materials and how those materials are formed, their compositions, and so on and so forth. The 6th being construction mechanics, and lastly you will be learning languages, 2 languages to be specific, which is French and English. Now after successfully completing the cycle préparatoire, one has to choose one filière or rather one major to specialize in. There are currently 3 Ensam schools in Morocco, the first being in my city, Meknes, the second being in Casablanca, and the last one being in Rabat. Now not much is known about the Ensam in Rabat because it was recently formed. So in this video, I will just generally base on the Ensams in Casablanca and in Meknes. Now, the big question is, which engineering fields can one specialize in at Ensam? Okay, so I will start with the Ensam in Casablanca. So basically, the Ensam in Casablanca has 5 options. The first being electromechanical engineering, second industrial engineering, we have mechanical engineering, we also have management of intelligent electrical systems, and lastly we have artificial intelligence and computer engineering. So these are the majors one can specialize in at Ensam Casablanca. 5 options. Okay, we'll move on to Ensam Meknes. So basically there are 5 major categories of which one can choose from, the first being electromechanical engineering. Under this one we've got 2 components, the first being control and industrial management, and the other being energy and electromechanical maintenance. We also have industrial engineering, which is also divided into 2 parts, first being artificial intelligence and data science, and the other being industrial engineering and production. Thirdly, we have mechanical engineering, which is also divided into energetics and industrial manufacturing and material processing. And last but not the least, we have civil engineering. Okay, so that's basically it, and we've reached the end of the orientation, and now I would like to give you a piece of advice. So to be honest with you, Ensam is as hard as any engineering school. It's kind of considered as a prestigious school because it's a grande école, and Ensam is almost like Ensa. I'm sure you've heard of another engineering school called Ensa, ENSA, which stands for École Nationale Supérieure d'Appliquer, something like that. Yeah, but it's ENSA. Yeah, so Ensam is almost like Ensa. The only difference between Ensam and Ensa is that Ensam, this school, has more practical work, meaning there is a lot of practicals, which will of course be preparing you for future work. And as I mentioned earlier, one graduates with a master's degree. Therefore, I would like to urge those privileged to take Ensam, to take it seriously, as the reward at the end of the day is nothing but advantageous. Ensam, right. Ensam also has partnerships with other universities abroad in other countries, for example in France. So students who perform exceptionally well have a chance in taking part in the student exchange program with partner universities of Ensam. For example, partner universities in France, students can take part in a student exchange between universities here in Ensam and the universities, Ensam universities in France. So as you can see, there are opportunities in all directions, but the question you should be asking yourself is, are you willing to work hard and take those opportunities seriously? I know you might have heard some rumors about Ensam being hard, but I mean, if we are managing, why won't you manage? Because at the end of the day, we are all A+ students, each one of us who who comes from Zambia on the scholarship to Morocco are obviously A plus students. And I must mention that Ensam in Meknes is one of the best, if not the best, mechanical engineering school in the entire Morocco. So if you are particularly interested in specializing in mechanical engineering, then Ensam Meknes would be the ideal university. Alright, and we have reached the end of the video. Good luck to those that have been picked to come and do Ensam, and thank you for your attention and your time.